To most of you, the Blue Hawaii cocktail is already a tropical favourite. But in this day and age, with all the ingredients we've got at our disposal, there is still plenty of room to have a little play and to take the cocktail in a different direction. So not to be confused with the Blue Hawaiian, I'll touch on that after we've made the drink and how that is different. But the Blue Hawaii is essentially vodka and light rum based with blue curacao and pineapple juice, a touch of lime. So with that, that does actually give us a great base to riff up the base ingredients, because there's no law to say we can't change the base ingredients up, and maybe in this case definitely adding another little fun tropical flavour, a flavour that doesn't come out to play too often in cocktails that I really think it should, because it definitely lends itself to the word tropical. So first off, what direction am I taking this in? Well, I'm taking it in a tequila direction, because I actually think tequila sort of suits this cocktail very, very well. Look, I understand you're probably never going to call it a Blue Hawaii. You're going to reinvent and come up with a different name for it, and that's totally fine. I'm not saying this is the Blue Hawaii. I'm just showing you different directions you can take recipes from yesteryear. So first off, Blanco tequila. Your favorite Blanco tequila. I would personally go Blanco for this. I wouldn't go Reposado or Añejo. 30 ml, 1 ounce. Next ingredient coming up. Some of you will recognize this. Some of you outside the UK, maybe in the US, because Cascabel has hit the US now. So maybe you'll start to recognize this quite a lot. Is their coconut. It's a coconut liqueur, because it's 33, I always forget this, 34% ABV. So it's not kind of like 38, 40% ABV tequila. So it has got a touch of sweetness to it, but it is a fantastic coconut liqueur. 22.5 ml. Now the direction I want to take this in is lychee. Oh, I haven't even opened this yet. This is going to be a perfumey. To be fair, I've had bottles of this before and I've tasted it at bar shows, and now I know exactly what's coming out to play here. The big brand is Soho. Quaife. Quaife is still a thing. I'm not sure Soho is still a thing actually. But you know, this rose perfumey takes me back to kind of, you know, my Turkish delight. Absolutely adore Turkish delight. And I think because of its origins, the lychee fruit's origins, Asia and that kind of way, I think this cocktail does lend itself, this liqueur does lend itself to this cocktail very, very well. 15 ml, half an ounce. Then obviously, as this is a blue cocktail, we are going to need our blue curacao. For those of you that don't know, I think this is pretty much well-known fact. For those of you that don't know, it's essentially orange liqueur with blue food colouring. 22.5 ml. This is already pre-measured. This is my 100% pressed pineapple juice. As I mentioned in the previous video, I'm on my Boiron lime juice now. It's essentially the best lime product now available here in the UK. 15 ml. My sweetener of choice at this precise moment is agave. I just think it adds so much more to a cocktail than traditional sugar. I love it. I love sugar, of course I do. You know, daiquiris and all that. I wouldn't swap agave into a daiquiri, interestingly. But anything with layers of flavour, like juices and all that, I instantly swap to agave these days. So I just want 10 ml in this cocktail. I think this is another cocktail you could do on your mixer. If you've just watched a previous video and your spindle blender, I say mine's tucked away and need a bar refurb in here to create more room to get it back out again. So at the moment I am shaking, but if you want to, not blend it, but spindle milkshake blender. But hard fast shake if you haven't got one. Right, and then glass choice. I think it's all about like a big, tall Collins glass, 14, 16 ounces. Yes, these cocktails are all about the flavour. Of course they do. We want this lychee notes to come through there. We want that tequila coconut to come through there. But at the end of the day, the colour of this drink turns head. So you want something loud, proud, that really shows the colour off. And garnish wise, I'm scraping the barrel now with my pineapple fronds. Need to get a new pineapple. But then some dried pineapple from Frona as well. But don't forget, if you like this style of cocktail, I've got a free PDF ebook that you could download where I'll show you how to riff up 10 of my favourite cocktails. The link for that will be in the description of this video below, or I'll also make it the pinned comment. That is dangerously good. So easy to drink. slightly on the sweeter side to the cocktail I did last time, that passion fruit and ginger Mai Tai. It is way more fruit forward than that. You get a lovely sort of subtle tequila-y vibe. The lychee just works beautifully well with that coconut tequila liqueur. Such a stunning combination there. There's a couple of things I might have done differently there. I might have upped the lime juice ever so slightly instead of 15 ml. I think 30 ml would have been overkill, but another sort of 7.5, so making it 22.5 ml, 3/4 of an ounce. Might have just balanced that better. I was looking at the bitters I've got here. I was thinking about doing like a little spritz over the top. I don't know what direction I would take any bitters, to be honest, on there. Maybe the black pepper, just to kind of, black pepper and cardamom, just to kind of, because the cardamom works quite well with coconut, and the black pepper would work quite well with the pineapple, so just to elevate those little flavours. Actually, I tell you what I do want in there. Why the heck I hadn't thought of these before. I don't know where my head was. Why didn't I even think of this? Saline Solution. What you want, or is one already gone in there? I've never seen anyone really deviate away from this. So 5 drops. So done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, now that's, wow. It's a mad thing. I just want you all to kind of make up some saline solution and just try it in your favourite cocktails. The example I always use is that pina colada. It just blows people away, especially when I do my cocktail masterclass for hen parties. It just blows people away when I add 5 drops of saline solution to it. They change the difference that it makes. Please do not think it's going to make your drink salty. It just elevates flavours. Interesting fact about this though, this cocktail was actually invented in the 50s on the island of Hawaii. Essentially invented for bowls. Bowls approached bartender Harry Yee, I think it might be Harry Yee, in the early 50s to create a cocktail for, you know, to use up some of the blue curacao, blue bowls as it was in those days. But how it essentially differs from the Blue Hawaiian, the Blue Hawaiian is essentially a blue pina colada. So you've got your rum, pineapple and coconut puree or coconut, you know, cream of coconut, whatever you're using. And then blue curacao, that's your Blue Hawaiian. The Blue Hawaii is essentially the split base vodka and rum with pineapple juice and blue curacao. There's no coconut in that original recipe. So I want to hear from you guys. Now that I've added the salt in there, how would you riff up this cocktail? What would you have done differently? How would you have taken the Blue Hawaii on a different direction with all the ingredients that we've got these days? So I'm interested to see your sort of feedback and what you do to this cocktail. Now I'm looking forward to showing you the next recipe, which I'm going to dive into the Jungle Bird. I've got a very good riff on the Jungle Bird coming up in the next video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that video. And don't forget, if you want my free PDF ebook, the link will be in the description or in the pinned comment. I'll see you next time. Cheers.